This is your WCFW Daily News Roundup for 105.7 CFW in Chippewa Falls and 93.5 The Tap in Eau Claire.
For WCFW News, I'm James Kelly. The Free Clinic of Pierce and St. Croix counties is inviting area residents to their annual fall fundraiser on Sunday. The yearly Harvest and Hope event will take place on Sunday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Forestville Vines in River Falls. The event will feature live entertainment with a local musician and a silent auction. The proceeds raised at the event will directly support the organization's no-cost medical care, lab, and pharmacy support services. Tickets for the event and additional information are available on the Free Clinic of Pierce and St. Croix counties website. The Barron County Sheriff's Department requested two significant expenses from the County Executive Committee at their meeting this month. Sheriff's Office officials are asking for a radio upgrade estimated to cost around $1.5 million and a new patrol boat for around $80,000. They also say selling off some of their current equipment that needs replacement could help offset a portion of that cost. The full Barron County Board would need to approve the proposal with a 3/4 majority to authorize the purchases. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is encouraging hunters to share their passion for the sport with the next generation during this year's youth deer hunt. The annual event will be held on Saturday and Sunday, offering hunters 15 and younger the chance to learn hunting techniques in a less crowded environment than the traditional 9-day gun deer hunt season. Youth hunters will be eligible to hunt under a mentor's supervision. Mentors must be at least 18 years old, have a current license, and have completed a hunter education course. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is inviting residents to participate in Drug Take-Back Day this month. The event is held twice each year, giving Wisconsinites a chance to dispose of unwanted or unneeded medications at collection sites across the state. Department of Health Services officials say the spring collection this year took in nearly 57,000 pounds of unwanted medications. The Fall Drug Take-Back Day will be held on October 25th, and a full list of collection sites is available on the Department of Health Services website. A pair of Dunn County organizations are inviting area residents to an event this weekend seeking to raise awareness about domestic violence for both people and pets. The Bridge to Hope and Dunn County Humane Society will host the Walk for Paws event on Sunday at the Rossbach Museum. The event will feature food trucks, community booths, raffles, and a Stuff the Truck donation drive. Registration for the event will open at noon on Sunday, running $10 for individuals and $25 for families, and the walkathon will officially kick off at 1 p.m. The St. Croix Economic Development Corporation is now accepting nominations for the 2025 Business of the Year Awards. The awards are meant to celebrate local businesses that make a significant impact on the community and promote innovative new ideas. The awards include categories like Emerging Business of the Year, Nonprofit of the Year, the County Impact Award, and Small Business of the Year. Nominations can be submitted until December 2nd, honorees will be announced in January, and award winners will be crowned at a banquet on February 26th. Barron County residents are being invited to a new event aimed at raising awareness about type 1 diabetes this weekend. The inaugural Rice Lake Walk for Breakthrough T1D event will be held at 9 a.m. on Saturday at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire Barron County campus. The event will feature things like face painting for kids and yard games before the 2-mile walk kicks off at around 10:30 a.m. There's no fee to participate, but residents interested in attending are encouraged to register before the event on the Breakthrough T1D Walk website. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is still seeking input from residents on proposed rule changes for ATV and UTV riders. At a public hearing last week, DNR officials said the administrative code hasn't been updated in over a decade despite frequent changes to ATV and UTV statutes. The proposed changes aim to improve safety for riders, including measures to require seatbelt usage and improving visibility through windshields. Residents can provide public comments on the proposed administrative code changes through October 14th. Despite questions over federal funding sources, the Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program is still offering residents help with their winter utility bills. The program is meant to help residents cover their electric bills during the winter months when utility costs tend to spike. Funding for the program comes from both state and federal sources, but between funding cuts, staff layoffs, and the ongoing government shutdown, $4 billion of federal funding may not be available this year. Residents can still apply for the assistance through May 15th. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has announced new funding to continue offering services through the Wisconsin Deafblind Technical Assistance Project. DPI officials say funding for the program typically comes from federal grants, but in September, the Department of Education announced it would terminate that funding because it reflected the prior administration's priorities and policies. The DPI appealed that decision, but their appeal was denied in late September. The new grant funding comes from the National Center on Deafblindness. For WCFW News, I'm James Kelly.
The Crew lose again to the Cubs. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports, baseball, the NLDS. There will be a Game 5 tomorrow night in Milwaukee. The Brewers shut out by the Cubs, 6-0 at Wrigley Field. Freddie Peralta surrendered a 3-run home run in the bottom of the first to Chicago's Ian Happ. Pat Murphy.
The first inning is always the toughest for a pitcher, especially in environments like this and big games. First inning can always be the struggle, and hadn't shown him the heater yet and got too much in the middle of the plate.
First pitch at 7:08 tomorrow night at AmFam Field. College football, the Badgers host the Hawkeyes tomorrow night in Madison. Kickoff 6 p.m. Wisconsin lost 42-10 last year at Iowa.
The focus is obviously what happened last year and what it is that we need to do to change all that happened last year. It'll be a physical, tough, hard-nosed game. Nothing different than what you would expect from an Iowa-Wisconsin football game. We got to make sure that Saturday night we're ready to roll.
That's Badgers head coach Luke Fickell. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
That's your WCFW and the TAP Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WCFW.FM or thetap.fm.